Hey, Kyro here in a Redstone ready world, and today we're going to be going over logic circuits. So what are circuits? For our purposes, circuits are structures that activate or control mechanisms being a Redstone output device covered in my previous video. If you're unsure about what all outputs there will be a card above with a link to that video. Basically, they're designed to act in response to a player or non-player automatically. So there's an input, they give a predetermined output based on what the input is. You'll get the idea soon enough, but today's video is going to be structured a little differently, and I'll show you a circuit, I'll explain the circuit, and then I'll give you a project to build. At that point, you should pause the video, and once complete, resume the video and see how I built it. If your way is different than mine, but it worked, then good job, you passed. There's 100,000 different ways to build a redstone signal to make it do what you want it to do, and that's fine. There will be a total of 8 projects to work on. So at the end of the video, go ahead and tell me how many you were able to complete without cheating. Side note, don't be afraid to clear out large areas for your circuits. Sometimes it's easier to build things huge and compact them later. An AND gate is logic saying my output is on when all of my inputs are powered. So as you can see here, we've got 2 switches, A and B. Whenever we flick one or the other, the lamp does nothing. But if we flick both of them on, our power comes on. Why is this? This is because each of these is powering a redstone torch, and when the levers are off, the torch is on. Now both of these torches activate this redstone, which deactivates this torch, which powers this block. So both of these have to be off in order for this redstone to deactivate and this redstone torch to activate. Hopefully that makes sense. Using that knowledge, make it so that whenever each of these chests have one item in them, it will power both of these lamps. If you're unsure of how to get signal from a chest, there's a card link to my super short video explaining comparators. Alright guys, so here's my simple solution, and I'm going to do my best to walk you through this here. Whenever an item goes into one of these chests, it's going to power this comparator, powering this block, which turns the torch off. The torch has redstone going into this block. So whenever there's nothing in it, this torch is active, this block is powered, unpowering this torch, meaning this redstone here that powers the lamp is unpowered. But whenever we have an item in one of them, well, it unpowers this, so theoretically this one should be on. And that would be the case if there weren't 2 inputs automatically powering it. But since we have this one, both of them have to have an item in them in order for the lamps to come on. So next up is the OR gate. This logic says that if any of my inputs are on, then the output is also powered. As you can see here, anytime we activate a lever, it powers this redstone block, or lamp, I mean. And this happens because each one of these blocks, when powered, will activate the redstone next to them, which is the same line that powers the red block underneath this dust that powers the lamp. Hopefully that makes sense. It's a very simple, straightforward circuit, and if both of them are on, they won't interfere with each other. Using that knowledge, you've seen this setup before. You go in one way, but you go running and you hit the door and you have to go backwards, and it gets really weird. You have to hit both the pressure plates at the same time. Let's fix that. Make it so when you step on any of the pressure plates, both doors swing open at the same time. Now for bonus, keep the redstone hidden underground. Alright guys, so here's my solution. You'll see that anytime I step on a pressure plate, both the doors open, coming from either way. Now let's take away some of these blocks because as you can see it's completely hidden underground. And let's take a look at what it looks like. Alright guys, as you can see, this block right here is the one this door is sitting on. And we've got redstone dust running right into the side of it, powering it whenever it's active. Now this block here and here, as well as this block here and here, have the pressure plates on top of them. Whenever you step on it, it strongly powers this block, meaning it'll power this block of redstone dust here. Okay? Now, it's a very simple circuit, and it says if input A, B, C, or D is active, then both of these redstone lines are going to, well, this one redstone line is going to be powered and activate both of these blocks, which opens our door. Next up is the NOT gate. This one's pretty simple. It says whenever my input is on, my output is off. So as you can see, the lever is not powered, the output is on. Now whenever we power the lever, it strongly powers this block, unpowering this torch, meaning our output is off. Okay, it's pretty simple. And I built another one right next to it that says if there is a block inside this chest, this light is off. It powers the comparator, comparator powers the block, block unpowers the torch, torch unpowers the lamp. Pretty simple, pretty straightforward. And with that knowledge, let's make it so that the light turns on when the chest is empty. Alright guys, time for the proof of concept. Whenever we put an item in the chest, the lamp turns off. And whenever we take the item out of the chest and it's completely empty, the lamp turns on. Let's take a look at the redstone behind this, and as you can see, it's pretty simple. We have the chest in front, we've got a block which we are pulling a comparator signal through. Whenever the comparator is on, it gets powered by this repeater so that no matter how much signal is coming out of that block, which the minimum will be 1 for one block, then we're going to amplify it to a 15 signal strength so it'll carry to wherever we want it to go. And we're just going to snake this right the way up to this block, which powers these torches. So by default, whenever there's nothing on, the comparator is unpowered, the torches are on, powering this block as well, meaning that all 4 of our lamps turn on. And whenever the comparator is powered, everything gets reversed. Next up is the NOR gate. It says that the output is on only when none of its inputs are on. So as you can see, anytime we put one of these inputs on, the lamp goes off. If they're both on, the lamp is still off. How does this work? So this works the same way as an OR gate that's inversed. We use this torch to inverse it. So anytime you activate one of these, it's going to activate this redstone line independently, which deactivates this torch, unpowering the lamp. Okay, that is a NOR gate. And using that concept, let's make a piston door here. So make it so that the door is closed unless the plate is active. Alright guys, time for the proof of concept. Whenever we run forward, we don't even get our stride broke. And if we step on one, oops, if we step on one pressure plate or the other, they both open up. Now let's take a look at the redstone. So, as you can see, we just take the output from these pressure plates here. I was getting a little tongue-tied on the word there. And we run it into a block that has a redstone torch on top of it, going into another block powering redstone dust. So that'll extend this side, same thing on the other side. And for this, all I did was I took these signals and put it back into the same line. Alright guys, time for the NAND gate. It is on anytime any of its inputs are unpowered. So as you can see, both these torches are unpowered, the output is on. One of them is unpowered, meaning this one. The output is still on. Whenever all of them are unpowered, then the output is off. Anytime any of them come back on, again, the light comes back on. So using this concept, let's make it so that the lever has to be on, so activated, for this pressure plate to open this door. And all this door is, I've already put some of the redstone in here, feel free to change it if you would like. This is just from last time. Block, redstone torch, block, redstone dust, going into 2 sticky pistons with some blocks on their faces. Keep in mind it also needs to work for this pressure plate over here. So, I'll see you whenever I get done working on this. Alright guys, hopefully that wasn't too tricky. Let's do the proof of concept. Whenever we stand on these while that lever is unactivated right here, neither of the pressure plates work, and whenever we unlock them, so to speak, we now have an open door that we can freely pass through. Now, let's look at the redstone behind it. It's the same as the NAND gate. Green input has an inverter torch. Yellow input has an inverter torch here, okay? So inverter torch, yellow inputs are linked together, pretty simple, inverter torch, both activating the same redstone line here, which whenever they're on, they unpower this torch, but whenever this one is turned on and the pressure plate is activated, depowering that torch, this line goes black, meaning this torch comes on, meaning this torch tower onto our activation system right here gets retracted. Hopefully that makes sense. Hopefully I did a good job of explaining that. This has been kind of a tricky one to explain. But yeah, that's it. That's it done in a nutshell, and let's move on to the next one. Next up is the XOR gate, and it's on if the inputs are different, okay? So if I flick one lever, the light in the back comes on. If I flick the other lever, and both these are the same now, the light goes off. Flick this lever, it's on. If they're the same, it's off, okay? Now, this circuit is pretty complex, and I didn't come up with this design myself, but I learned of it years ago, so I have no idea who to credit. But I'm going to do the best job I can of explaining how this works now. Alright, so looking at this in default, whenever both levers are unpowered, this torch powers the repeater, powers this dot of dust, which unpowers this torch, meaning that we don't get a signal out. Same thing is happening on this side, okay? And in the middle, this original torch that gets powered down whenever we flick a lever is powering this line, which powers this block, unpowering this torch. Now, since this torch is unpowered, it doesn't do anything right now, but if soon as both of these torches are off, then this redstone torch powers both of these dots of dust, meaning we don't get an output anymore. So that's how this lever works, or not lever, that's how the circuit works. And basically, again, you can build this a lot bigger. This is just the most compact design I know how to make. Anytime the inputs are different, it's going to come on. So let's look at it in this. We have a hallway with a light. Now we want to have two light switches, and if we turn this lever on, we want it to come on, and then no matter which lever we flick again, we want it to go off. So we could hit the same one and go off. We could hit this one and come on. We could hit this one and go off. But as long as these two switches are the same, I want this light to power down. So let's see what you guys come up with, and I'll be back with you as soon as I figure it out. Alright guys, time for the proof of concept. We flick a lever, the light comes on, flick the other lever, light goes off. Again, we can flick it on and off with the same lever. It's like light switches, okay? It's pretty simple. And all I did was took input 1 and input 2 and ran it straight into the circuit that I have memorized to build, and ran the output straight to my light. So that's pretty simple. If you guys have a better design for this, feel free to tweet it out to me. There's a link to my Twitter down in the video description, and I'd love to see what designs you guys come up with. Moving on to the next one. Alright guys, time for another complicated one. The XNOR gate. It's the exact opposite in this one, in that the output is on if both the inputs are equal. So we flick them off, and now they're not equal. It's off. They're equal. It's on. Unequal. It's off. Equal. It's on. Okay, now I'm going to do my best job of explaining this. Again, I didn't come up with this design. I don't know who to give credit to because I've been using it for years. Basically, whenever we power one of these inputs, it's going to unpower this torch, which unpowers this block, meaning this torch comes on, powers this dust, unpowering this torch, and unpowers this dust, which would no longer be powering this block, so this torch should come on if both of them are powered. So let's just try it in action. You see right here, we flick one on, unpowers this lever, powers this torch, powers this block, unpowers this torch, which is one version of the output. This redstone dust is no longer being powered, meaning it can't power this block. However, this one is holding it powered, so since they're different, neither of these torches are powered, output and output. Keep that in mind. And as soon as we make it the same, both of these dusts basically is what this is amounting to. Both of these dusts are not powered, meaning this torch can now be powered. And this torch carries the signal straight down. meaning we get an output. Now, it works a little differently whenever they're both off. Instead of this being the power source, this torch is now the power source. So hopefully the circuit is coming together. It's pretty simple to build. You've got your line of blocks, 2 blocks up like that, and then 3 blocks like that. You've got torches running across the bottom right there, torches on the face right here, redstone dust, a torch right in there, dust, dust, redstone torch, and then your dust coming out, and this is your output. So, with that, we want to make it so when the levers are the same here, this light comes on, okay? So the levers are the same, this light should be on, we flick it, and then the light should be off, okay? Let's make it happen. Hey guys, for this one, don't worry about hiding the redstone or anything. I just want you to get the concept down. Alright guys, if you just straight up regurgitated the design, then good job, you pass. That's exactly what I did here because I started to build it underground, and quite honestly, it got to be a little excessive in hiding the redstone, and I didn't want to confuse you guys, so again, they're not the same, it's off, they are the same, it's on. It's pretty simple, it's pretty straightforward. The concept here is just having you build it, that way you can hopefully put it in your memory, and also getting the concept that you can snake an input around wherever you want. That's a really important concept to learn, because any of these designs that I'm showing you, you can rip them straight out of the video here and put them underground somewhere and snake the signal to it and put the output wherever you want to do. That's a wonderful thing to do. Everybody does it. And yeah. So moving on to the final one. Let's see if you can keep up with this one. Alright, so last we have the IMPLY gate. This is a really strange one. It's very simple to build, thankfully. But the concept is here that the gate is on unless the first input, meaning this green one, is on, and the second one is off. So if the second one is on and the first one is on, it's on. The first one is off and the second one is on, it's on. First one is off and the second one is off, it's still on. So that's the IMPLY gate, and this is what it looks like. Is the first one, we just have it inverted, and it's going to the entire time power our output no matter what. And then we have another one that can turn it on or off the same line. However, it's only going to do anything if this first one is unpowered. If the line's unpowered, then this one matters. Otherwise, this one really doesn't matter. Hopefully that makes sense. So using this concept of the IMPLY gate, we're going to make it so that this tripwire will open this door while this yellow lever is unpowered. And then whenever it's powered, this tripwire won't do anything. So that's your goal. Let's see what you come up with. Alright guys, time for proof of concept. As you can see, we're locked out because this lever is on. And as soon as the lever is off, we can come back in our house, okay? Now, this is pretty simple and straightforward. This has a lever on or off. If it's on, it locks this signal to the on state. And if it's off, then it's off by default. Meaning, this is only on while the tripwire hook is untampered with. And once it's tampered with, then this gets toggled off, and when both of our outputs are off, then this torch comes on, powering our door. So that's a pretty simple thing, and it's a pretty neat idea. Probably useful in an adventure map or something like that, but yeah, that's that. Alright, so that's my episode on logic gates, and the next one will cover memory circuits. Now, I've been giving you guys projects to work on to hopefully get a feel for how these concepts can actually be useful in Minecraft, but I'd like your feedback on how you like this type of video format. Also, if you guys have any neat designs for one of these circuits that you'd like to show off, tweet it to me. My Twitter's down in the video description. But as always, my name is Kyro, this has been Redstone Ready, and I'm out. I'll see you next time.